This really simple action can help you overcome smartphone addiction. Watch the rest of the video to find out more. So I'm going to share with you a really simple action you can take that will help you overcome that addiction slowly but surely. And the important thing here is that this isn't an instant overnight fix, as most ways in overcoming addiction aren't. You know, if you are someone who spends several hours a day on your phone, into the kind of the double digit number of hours, then it's not going to be the case that the next day you just don't look at your phone at all, is it? You know, the addiction is there. And that's why this method really works well, because it slowly reduces the amount you spend on your phone down, which helps to slowly overcome that addiction. It's a bit like if you are a chocoholic and you go, that's it, I'm not eating chocolate ever again. At some point, you're going to go and have a binge and you're going to be straight back to eating chocolate. Whereas if you just gradually reduce your chocolate intake, then eventually you'll get to a point where you're having maybe one bar of chocolate a week, really enjoying it, able to still enjoy eating chocolate, but you're not eating it all the time. And that's what we want to aim to do with our smartphones. If you are spending hours and hours a day on your phone, then it's not about reducing that down to zero instantly. It's about slowly chipping away at that time. And this method works really well for this. I'm going to call this the pause method. So the pause method is whenever you go to pick up your phone, I want you to just stop and wait. So initially, I want you to wait 1 minute. So you're still going to pick up your phone. You just have to wait a minute before you can do that. Okay, so whether you count to 60 in your head slowly, or you've got a watch on or a clock in the room that you can time that minute, or you just think, I'm going to spend a minute doing something else and then I will come back to my phone and I'll pick it up. So it might be, for me, sometimes it's having a big stretch or just closing my eyes and taking a few deep breaths. But essentially you're pausing, because what you tend to do is your brain says, oh, pick up your phone. I want that dopamine hit. I want to feel great. I want that addictive thing in my hand. And you go straight away and pick it up and you're instantly rewarding your brain. So what we're doing is we're teaching our brain to have a pause between the response, that dopamine response, and the request. So that request isn't immediately hit with a dopamine response. It has to wait for that dopamine response. So start with 1 minute. 1 minute is achievable for all of us. We go to reach for our phone and we stop. Okay. And I'm going to have a bit of a stretch. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to take a few deep breaths. Maybe I'll go make a cup of tea, or maybe I'll nip to the loo, or whatever it might be. And now I'm going to pick up my phone and I'm going to do exactly what I was going to do anyway. And so do this for around a week. Every time you go to pick up your phone, unless of course it's to answer a call, don't leave that a minute because you'll probably miss the call. But every time you go to pick up your phone to just scroll on it, just leave it for a minute. So it's not immediate. And do this even for text messages or WhatsApp messages. They can definitely wait a minute for a response. So do it for around a week. And then a week later, once you've been doing this every time, I want you to increase that time increment to 2 minutes. And so every time you go to pick up your phone, you think, no, not yet. Give it 2 minutes and then I will. And each week, bring this up. You might find you can jump from 1 minute to 2 minutes to 5 minutes if you're finding this quite easy. If you're finding it a little trickier, just take it in 1 minute increments. But over time, this will change how your brain responds to your phone. So it won't be getting that instant gratification. I want it. Yes, I've got it. That pause will eventually teach your brain that, no, you're not going to get that instant gratification from me. This phone is not something that's here to provide the dopamine hit for you. And what tends to happen is, eventually you'll get to a point where you go, okay, I'm going to give it 10 minutes before I pick up my phone. And then you just don't bother because you just got on with something else. And of course, there are so many other activities that you can do that don't involve looking at your phone. So give this a go. Let me know in the comments if you're going to give this a go. It works really, really well, not just actually for smartphone addiction, but for all sorts of things, such as if you decide I need to start exercising more, rather than trying to commit to doing 60 minutes a day, just start by committing to doing 5 minutes a day and stopping yourself after 5 minutes and then stepping it up bit by bit. And eventually you'll find it's so much easier to keep the habit than if you'd went straight in with trying to do 60 minutes every day. But so yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear whether you're going to give this a go, whether you've tried this kind of approach before. And I would love it as well if you would subscribe to my channel. If you click on the little box down here, you'll be able to subscribe. And as well as that, I have a course that will help you do exactly what I've just described, help you to reduce your phone use. The course is all about reducing that screen time and the amount of time you spend on your phone. It includes both a video and an ebook, and you can keep referring back to it every time you feel you've got that phone in your hand far more often than you like. I'll pop the link for that below. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again in a future video. Bye.